Hey everybody, this is David Henry from LearnStageLighting.com, and in this video I'm going to continue our series on getting started with Martin M series, and we're going to begin working with effects. So the first thing I'm going to do is press clear here on the sidebar, or by bringing up our programmer keys and pressing clear twice, or by pressing clear twice on a physical console surface. So we can start fresh with some looks here. The first thing I'm going to do is I want to create an intensity effect to show you guys how the effects engine works inside of M series. So I'm going to grab all my fixtures via my two groups. Going to click the intensity parameter, and then I'm going to click over to effects here on the right. Here we've got four controls that we can see right away. We can see swing, speed, mode, and multiplier. First thing we're going to do is modify our swing. Now, swing is the amount that the effect is going to modify the fixtures off of the base point that you're starting with. So in this example, I'm not going to set a base point. So the base point is going to be wherever another cue put the fixture. Right now, that's at 0. Let's set our swing for an example to 100%. Then we've got a speed, which is simply the speed that the fixtures swing from the base point. So I'm going to dial that up till I see them going. We can see them going in the graphic here, as well as on our stage. And we can see they go from 0 to 50% and then back down again, and there's a pause. Why is there a pause? Well, that's because it's swinging below 0% at that point. So let's go ahead and set our intensity to 50%, or the center. Now, M series gives us this easy center option to select that on a lot of parameters. Go back over to effects. We can see both on our stage display, in our 2D view here, and in this window here, that we're now gracefully fading between 0 and full. That's happening via the mode. Now, the mode is the curve that the effect is running on. Okay, and so right now it's just a nice, lovely sine wave. We see this black line here, which is our base, which we've set at 50%. And there's a number of different modes in here, both forwards and backwards. We can see the arrow here that's indicating the direction of the effect. We can put it backwards. We can do just a rising hump that just rises over the baseline. We can do one that just falls. And then we can do a step like this, where it just brings it on and off without a fade. There's a whole lot of these, and I suggest you explore them as you have the time. I'm going to go back to sine wave number 1 here. Our last option here is multiplier. Now, multiplier is great for especially when you're working with LED lights. If the maximum speed for some reason is not fast enough for you, you can dial in a multiplier to make things go quicker. Next, now that we've got this dialed in, we've got the effect looking like we want it to, all the fixtures are doing the intensity effect like we'd like to see, we're going to go ahead to effects timing. This is where we can offset our effect across our fixtures, because let's face it, it's not that exciting when our fixtures do the same effect at the same exact time. I'm going to go ahead and see that I've got wave per X and step per X, and also a grouping mask. We're going to talk about wave and step in this video, and I'll talk about the grouping mask later. If we click effects timing twice, we're going to see delay, shift, and wait. Now these are the values that the wave and step are modifying, so we're just going to stick with wave and step for right now. If I set my wave to 16, because I've got 16 fixtures selected here, it's going to take that wave that we've put here in the mode here, which is a sine wave in this option, this example, it's going to take that sine wave and it spreads it across all 16 fixtures that we've got selected. All right, guys? All 16 fixtures. So when number 1, for example, say I stop the effect for a second, when the first fixture right now is about at 50%, and so is the last fixture, and we can see the wave across these whole fixtures in the order that we've selected them in. So we can see dips up and it dips down, and that wave is spread out across all the fixtures. I'll bring some speed back into it here. If I set that, say I set that wave to 4, Now, every 4 fixtures, that sine wave restarts. So it spreads itself across 4 fixtures, and then when it hits that 5th fixture, it restarts. Let's go ahead and turn that wave off. Now all the fixtures do the effect at the same time. We're going to dial in a step of 16. We'll just click that total amount there. And now we see that when we choose a step to offset our effect, every fixture is doing the full effect. It's running that full sine wave, and then the next fixture goes ahead and starts the effect. So it's a bit more of a chasing look. Say, for example, we dial in a step of 2. Now we've got every other fixture going in a cool pattern. We set it to 4. Then every 4th fixture does the effect, and then it moves to the next one in a nice kind of cool chasing look. So that's the difference between wave and step. Most of the time I use wave, but sometimes I'm creating an effect where I want to use step. In fact, I think I'm going to leave this on step here. Recording an effect is just like recording any other type of cue. We'll click our keypad here, press record, and press the cue list that we want it to appear on. I'm going to record this as an override. I'm going to type intensity effects, and I'm going to record this as an override so that we have some fader control of these units. Press clear twice. This will also show you guys how an override works. I'm just going to fade it up. If I fade it up to full, I see the intensity effect that we just built at full. If I bring it to 50%, I see we're now moving at 50% of the speed and 50% of the amount of the effect, as well as 50% of the base that we defined. Let's build a color effect. I'm going to hide my command keypad, grab all my fixtures, then I'm going to click color. Let's just do an effect on red. Dial in a swing and speed, and I want to show you guys here that turn on the intensity as well. I'm going to show you guys here that it's actually modifying. You see cyan because that is the reverse of red, because red, green, and blue are at full. Let's turn off green and blue here. And now we see red swinging through these fixtures. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead, set our swing. Oops, click back over to red. Set our swing where we like it. And 200%. Set a speed somewhere that looks nice. I'm actually going to go down here, use this chaser option, and leave my multiplier here at default. Now we can see these two are actually out of sync with each other exactly, and that's because one of them is a subtractive mixing instrument and the other is additive. So you may want to build your LEDs and your movers that are subtractive in different effects, or you might want to just build them together and it does look pretty cool. Go over here to effects timing. Set that wave. Let's set it to 4. We can see now that the effect spreads across and restarts every 4 fixtures. Perfect. Because it just simply turns on and off, it kind of does it in groups of 2, because that's how it's moving through the wave. We can see the effect just moving across everything here. Go ahead and hit record. Click a playback. We'll call it color effects. We can see override is selected by default because it's the last type of cue list we used. You can hit enter to record it, press clear twice, and build another effect. Now let me show you what it looks like if we mix them together. Bring up that color effect. Then I'm going to bring up the intensity effect. And we get an interesting, weird effect kind of going on where the colors are moving across the units and the intensity is fading in and out as well at a different effect. Now, in our next video, I'm going to show you guys how to go ahead and create some movement effects. So let's turn off these overrides here and head to the next video.